I love that you just showed us your masturbatory roll of toilet paper.
It's not. That's the annoying thing. I don't masturbate on my computer like some fucking pleb. This is where I do work. I masturbate in the shower like a gentleman.
Yeah, in the shower, on the toilet?
Yeah, in the toilet. It's just easy. Like, I've never understood the masturbating into a sock. I'm like, what an annoying cleanup. Now you got one sock that needs to go into a wash. It's stupid. Have you ever come into a sock?
Yeah, when I was like 16.
What? Why did you do what?
American Pie.
Yeah, because everybody else was doing it. So you're like, let's see if this is better.
I can't believe you actually did it.
Bazinga boys are here to speak all of their thoughts on the Big Bang Theory. Rob has an opinion, Vaughn has an opinion, Pete probably has one too. But most of all, Rob has an opinion.
Hey! Well, no, every time I try it for the first time, I'm like, that's really annoying.
Welcome to the Bazinga Boys. I'm Rob.
No, fuck off. You can't. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bazinga Boys. My name is Vaughn. Who are you guys?
I'm Rob. Who are you, Pete?
Hey, as usual, I am Pete, and I'm a Bazinga boy. Why are we here?
We're here to watch every episode of the Big Bang Theory, and we're learning that it's a lot of fun. How are you, Vaughn?
That's a complete lie. That's especially on this episode, that is 100% a lie. It's not fun at all. I enjoy your company. Not even that much, but then watching the show itself is fucking terrible.
It is great that it brings three guys from all around the world together, but yeah, this episode was a fucking trash pile.
Okay, so before we get into the episode or get into any of this, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. We have a segment called Vaughn vs. the DVD Jacket. I'm saying we do that right now. Hit the theme.
It's time for Vaughn vs. the DVD Jacket.
How you doing?
Fuck you. Cunt, I hate you.
Just a reminder that Vaughn lost a game to Pete last week about Friends.
Oh, fuck this episode. With this bit, recently, Pete's given me clues to help me. And this week, and I say it every week, and it's a little wanky joke at the start. I'm like, I think I'm going to get it this week. But this week, I actually think he's given me enough clues, and the episode was shit enough for me to guess the exact, or even just like a few words off. I'm going to get this right this week. So the clues he gave me was at the start the phrase San Francisco, and at the very end, Summer Glau, and then the word Terminator with a semicolon. So you've made it very easy, and then a few names as well.
I pretty much just gave you the whole DVD jacket.
Yes. So this will be the time I finally really get it right. Choo choo! Here comes the piece of shit express.
That's it.
Yes, that's it. If you want my real guess, here's my real guess. Next stop, San Francisco, as the boys ride the train with special guest Summer Glau from Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Pretty much spot on. We just watched Season 2, Episode 17, The Terminator Decoupling. Here's the official description. Traveling to San Francisco on the coast Starlight, the guys meet star Summer Glau of Terminator. There's the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I can't believe I still actually got that pretty wrong. But my point is that it should be choo choo, here comes the piece of shit express. Worst episode ever, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chalking it up. Definitely worst episode of this season. Very quickly, our four main Bazinga lads, they all are headed to a symposium, and for some reason they catch a train instead of flying to San Francisco.
The reason is because Sheldon is a fucking annoying piece of shit, and they enable him. That's why.
And then, lo and behold, Summer Glau from Firefly, Serenity, Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles is sitting on the same carriage as them. And then one by one, Shelfman, Raj, and Glasses Man attempt to woo her in the most horrible ways possible.
Cringy.
What's worse is she allows it. It's like there's
Are
nothing.
you victim blaming
whoa.
right now? You fucking idiot.
Hey, wait, Rob,
She
do you
was
want to
asking
just
for it.
mansplain to us?
What are you doing?
If you hadn't cut me off, you'd have said she allows it with Raj and is actually into Raj and is about to agree to do something sexual with Raj before he's shown that what he's actually been drinking isn't alcoholic. Because that was the thing. If he drinks, he can talk to women. He was shown he had non-alcoholic beer, so it was a placebo effect. He seedily said, "So what you going to do about it?" After they'd had a big conversation about him making stupid Terminator and Firefly and space quips.
And curry pot references. Don't forget about those.
And she was like, she was into it. She was like ready for it. And then that's where it got more rapey with the other characters. Vaughn, what happened next?
Don't throw this at me. I don't want to fucking talk about this.
This is the episode where I realized the parallels of Shelfman and Ted Bundy after just watching Ted Bundy. For some reason's all the rage. You know, Zac Efron's about to play him, and Shelfman was definitely. I think this is the first time where we've seen him aggressively pursue a woman.
You've just talked about what happens in the episode. You didn't really talk about how it's annoying. It's just that there's two plot lines, and it's them on a train. It's Sheldon having an overacting, annoying call with Penny because he forgot a USB stick, and it's him being annoying about the train. Even the characters are annoyed by him because they have to sit in a certain spot, and he has to... Just everything about him is a fucking annoying.
Do you know that the most offensive part about the whole thing was finding out that George Smoot, he's a Nobel Prize winner for physics.
I hope he got it revoked.
And that's basically that's the reason they're on the train. They're going to a symposium where he's a speaker or whatever. He apparently asked to be on the show, so he wrote to the producers and,
Fuck off!
and requested to be on the show. So this is someone that's, you know, supposed to be a leader in physics and a leader of of our future.
Okay, to be fair, I bet he wanted an episode where, he's a love interest with Penny, and then they put the one where Penny's nowhere near him.
Yeah.
And he comes in for 1 second, he's like, fuck this,
He
this
gets
is a
stuck
waste.
with Jim Parsons.
And to be fair, I'd be the same. If they were like, hey, we want the Bazinga Boys on for an episode, I'd be like, do I get to meet Penny? Yes, I'm in.
As in, while we're on the George Smoot thing, this episode had the lamest and most awkward "Are you on crack?" joke ever. So that was his only line.
The best bit about that line is it turns out for UK broadcasting, they can't reference any drugs during a certain time slot. So his one and only line in that whole episode got cut in the UK.
That stupid cunt.
Yeah. So he's literally
I
seen he's seen walking with Sheldon, and then the credits roll.
Any other things I had to say about this episode is Howard uses the phrase, well, they're on the train and he's expecting the Terminator to fuck him because we're in a confined space for 11 hours. She has to succumb to the acquired taste of me, is what he says. And it's actually something I wanted to bring up a while back, is there's sometimes I watch shows, like, speaking of Netflix, I watch the show You, and I hate that show. It's a low-quality Dexter. Every character on it is horrible, and I hate all of them. But I watched it voluntarily. Are you at the point in this show, we've watched almost 2 full seasons of it, where you'd ever voluntarily watch an episode?
I wouldn't voluntarily watch an episode if we weren't recording the podcast, even now. It's becoming easier for me to watch it, and I'm less bothered by it. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it outside of the realm.
I watched the episode tonight, so like about an hour before we started recording, and Death Ray was like, "Oh, do you want to put it on here and now, like main TV in the lounge room?" And I'm like, "No, that's okay. I'll go watch it in like the back room on my own because I don't want to put anyone else through it." The one note I did write down about it was there was a Nazi reference in this one, and it gets a laugh.
There was. Actually, there was 2 things in this. So there's the Nazi reference, which was great, because Penny said...
Which is Penny was basically, she's playing Anne Frank in a theater that's above a bowling alley, and it's really creative because the director uses the sound of the bowling alley as Nazi artillery. And then everyone's like...
So I had that written down, but as both of like themes from our show, our podcast, are coming up in their show, like that, as well as alcoholism. Like, I feel like Raj... the only way that he can survive this show and like get married and have kids is by becoming an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So yeah, these 2 things which we've brought up on here, it's coming real, and they're listening to us even though they're 10 years behind.
Holy fuck! No, wait. Oh, is that a Sandra Bullock movie? What's the one where they leave letters for each other?
Oh, the Lake House.
Yeah. Tell me that's Sandra Bullock.
We are the Lake House of podcasts.
Wait, you didn't see the other Nazi reference, did you? So you saw the Anne Frank thing. Did you notice the other one?
Which one?
What was the other one that we missed?
Oh, fuck. The train they were on was just going to Auschwitz. So, did anyone laugh in the episode?
No.
Pete!
This one got a smile out of me.
Oh,
What
no.
the fuck, you cunt? I hate you. What happened?
It was the so Penny's trying to retrieve the USB from Sheldon's room, she finds letters from Sheldon's grandmother and discovers that Sheldon's grandma calls him Moon Pie. And then it was the quick cut to Sheldon yelling, like, put down the letters. And his snap reaction, because I've never seen him get aggressive.
That's what you want out of him now.
In 2 seasons, I've never seen him get aggressive or show real emotion. So that was the first time, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point,
That's
but still not worthy of a smile. Guys, it's time for Vaughn's Sum Up.
Vaughn's gonna come. Vaughn's gonna come.
Vaughn's gonna come.
And sum up the episode.
So everyone knows this bit by now. I take some audio from the episode to sum up my feelings on the episode. The bit was bombing a bit. So now, if it doesn't get a laugh, it's dead. I've survived 1 week.
Pete still hasn't laughed at it. Like, I laughed last week, so pressure's on.
So, this is it.
And as we know, I laugh at everything. So this is a fucking
Yes, that's a
bad.
fucking...
This is a bad segment.
But maybe I can save it this week. So this is this week's Vaughn's Sum Up.
I just want to die.
I honestly cannot remember that part of the episode, but it got a laugh from me. So
That was just audio taken from Hereditary of someone crying endlessly and wanting to kill themselves. And I thought that was accurately summing up how I felt about this episode. It got a laugh. The bit continues.
Yep.
So last week, as you might remember, Vaughn lost all fair and square in a game of Joey Cast, where quotes were thrown out about the TV show Joey and Big Bang Theory, and they had to guess which one was from which, and Pete was obviously more knowledgeable on the fact. So
Yep.
Vaughn has a punishment. He has to post a How You Doing meme of Matt LeBlanc from Friends and Joey on either an ex-girlfriend's Facebook wall or a girl who he knows has a jealous boyfriend's wall. So Vaughn, who did you select?
Well, there's a story behind this. Instantly, I thought of ways I could pull a Pete. Because Pete has notoriously always kind of find a way to duck out of the punishment. So I went to Krautmeister. I'm like, here's what's happening. Here's what I got to do. What way can I get out of this? So I was like, oh, who's the most jealous boyfriend in the world? And I was like, what's O.J. Simpson's girlfriend's name again? And I was like, oh, fuck, she's dead. So I just looked up jealous celebrities. And I found this.
and it's from a website called Honey Celebrity, and the tagline is Kevin Bacon is super jealous when it comes to his wife, Kira Sedgwick.
Kira Sedgwick.
So I went to Kira Sedgwick's Twitter, and I sent her a "How you doing" meme. But I was like, oh, that's not cool. That's not funny. I'm not going to dog it. So I also came up with this one.
So Kevin Bacon's jealous, right? So we've established that.
Yes, we have established
Which is
that.
why he raped so many people in Hollow Man.
We already have a beef with him, don't we? So I was like, here's another way I can get out of it.
Touche.
Dawn
Vaughn.
Bunt, she doesn't seem like she's been on Tinder for a while.
One
So
friend.
obviously she's taken.
This is great.
So you guys have been pestering me to do something. What have you been pestering me about doing?
We want to see. We've seen your dick already.
You've seen it. You've seen it.
We've both seen your dick, but we want you to, with your consent, show it to the listeners, or give them the ability to see it if they wish to also
They have to pay
consent.
for it, of course. You're not a cheap whore.
Exactly. So we spoke about this last week, and I said, well, I'm gonna have to run it by Krautmeister, my girlfriend, to see what she says, because it's technically it's her dick to do what she wants with it. So here's me asking permission to make a poster of my dick. Babylon. The guys have come off with an idea, and I just have to run it by you before we go ahead and put it in the Bazinga Boys store.
Okay.
So they want to sell a poster, a Bazinga Boys poster.
Yeah.
And the idea they have is going with the cool dick poster. What are your thoughts on us selling a giant poster of my dick?
Can I have one?
Yes! We'll just hide it when we'll hide it when your mum comes over.
We will definitely forget.
Really?
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, I think that's
Why is it relevant to Bazinga Boys?
I forget.
You have to put the Bazinga Boys logo in the corner, obviously.
I love the,
So that's-
the rational thought process that she all of a sudden went through. She's like, oh, that was real fun. So anyway, what do you want to have for dinner? And then it's like, oh, fuck, you're being serious.
Yeah. So then when she asked the question, what has this got to do with the Big Bang Theory, which is what our podcast is about? What has this got to do with our podcast apart from it being something I mentioned?
You're on it. That's it. That's all it is. And we mentioned it in a previous episode. That's the two links.
I thought she raised a valid question. So I thought it would be best to create a new poster.
Okay, cool. I'm here.
Exactly, with the Big Bang Theory cast in it, but the cast replaced with our dicks.
Love it. I'm all for it.
So, yeah, so you're all for... So the other thing I had idea...
Like, Rob has no say in it. Yep, we're
So,
in. Majority
the-
vote.
I'm going to put a picture of Harry's dick in. I'll get him to send me one. And then
What's
No
the same
one-
fucking thing? Well, that was my thought. I was either thinking... Because the other thing that came up to me that I realised is no one in the fucking Bazinga Boy audience, however small it is, has ever requested this, has ever said they'd pay for it. It's all just you guys. So I thought it would be better if we hold a poll and they say,
Hey,
whose dicks do they want to see
We'll
of the
be
Bazinga
holding
Boys?
polls while we take fucking selfies of them.
So it's like a poll, and they decide which Bazinga Boy's dick they want to see in a poster form. I think that's the fairest way to do it. See what the fans want, not what you guys want.
I think it's all or nothing because I think the beauty of it is it's like, oh, is that Vaughn's? That looks a little bit racist. And
Oh, that's good. Okay, so I think that's a good idea. So we'll create a poster with all three of our dicks, but before we even do that, maybe we should put a poll up.
Rob's face, for the listeners, Rob's face is so unsure. It's just shrunk into itself.
So, yeah, how's it feel now, Rob? It's turned on you. So,
Your
here's
poster
what I'm
already
thinking.
exists. You already made it. That's the difference.
Well, it's nothing to do with Big Bang Theory or Bazinga Boys. It's a loving note I sent to my girlfriend. Here's what's gonna happen. We'll put a poll up. See if the people actually want it. See if people actually want to see our dicks in Big Bang Theory. So we'll replace members of the Big Bang Theory cast with our dicks. We won't tell them who's who, so we're all safe. We won't affect any of our future jobs. And we'll put a poll up. If people want this poster and they'll actually pay for this poster, we'll put up one for auction and we'll send it out. What do you guys think?
I think we can see how the poll goes, and then we'll discuss this further.
Okay, great. Pete, it's your review corner.
It's time for feedback. We might read yours out, we might not.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
So
Honest.
this is so like I said, this is where we're inviting the listeners to get in contact with us. I honestly believe everybody that listens to this podcast is probably funnier than at least Rob. So
Not a high bar.
so and going back through it, like on iTunes there was like reviews from 1 year ago, so it's been dead since then on the review like front. There's a couple here that I really enjoy. The most recent one. So there was one that was titled Sig Hilarious. This is the perfect 5 stars. This is the perfect podcast for those times when you just want to weep uncontrollably. I can't wait to hear more Big Bang Theory related Tinder stories. So that's just showing how old this is.
Well, all taken
I can
now,
only hope
fuck.
the Bazinga Boys will continue this great work into the new year to discuss the incoming Young Sheldon prequel. What a time to be alive. So check us out.
Well-
Being super relevant. And that's from someone called Damo Greybeard. So thanks,
We'll
Greybeard.
see how
2017.
this dick poster thing goes, and we might not have girlfriends after that. So maybe we can get back on the Tinder game.
There was another good one here, which was another 5 stars. I guess it's like was the subject. The Big Bang Theory is an STD-riddled vagina that people pillage with their disease-infested heads. If, like me, you want in on the action but also want to stay pure, you're in luck. Bazinga Boys are here. the dental dams for the Big Bang Theory STD crotch party. They give you the juiciest experiences
fucking hell.
without the sticky faces. So thank you so much. That's from someone called
Jesus
Carlin Fury.
Oh fuck! Is there any other? Was there?
Well, there was a direct message that I got from someone that I know. We'll call him Handy Lane. It was really just to highlight that Bazinga is also my predictive text. It's the first time I've used it, and now I feel dirty.
Speaking of comments, with our Aussie Day fucking vote thing, which you should have learned that voting is bullshit, especially in the hottest 100 or hottest 5. It didn't mean anything. I hope you feel robbed.
Yeah, fuck you,
The
Ocean
one
Alley.
thing-
Is that the band that won?
Yeah, I fucking hate it. The one thing I'll say, there was a lot of funny comments, but we don't have time to get through all of them. The one thing I found really funny that we didn't go over last time was one person went through and rather than vote for any of the songs, they made their own song and just called it The Gaps of Silence Between the Talking. And they voted for that both as their song and as their number one. So whoever did that, you're fucking funny.
So that's their favorite thing about this podcast, is when we're all not talking.
Fair.
Thanks, guys. This has been another fun journey. This one actually with a journey, just like the Big Bang Theory, without a destination. Until next time, I am Rob.
I'm always Pete. And Vaughn's left.
No, I haven't left. I'm just still here. I'm still angry. That was the fucking shittest episode. Love you guys. Bye.
Sacco, read this.
Sacral here, but moving forward, you can just call me Hot Teacher. If you're dumb enough to listen to Bazinga Boys, you're probably stupid enough to vote in their poll. The poll for the big poll where polls are polls and polls are polls. If, like me, you've wanted to see Rob, Vaughan, and Pete's penises superimposed onto the Big Bang Theory characters, don't forget to vote. Woo!
What's our website?
I don't know.
zingaboys.com.
By the way, Pete,
Yeah, fella.
remember at the end of last week, after Rob went to work, I told you I got Red Dead and we talked about it for a bit?
Yeah,
saw your
I don't
post.
because I was
Hammered.
hammered.
Okay,
But anyway,
so
no, I do remember talking about it. Sorry, so
I've had one day to sort of just binge and have a fun with it. I don't know if you remember the mission from the very start, but there's a mission where one of the old guy takes you to go kill a bear, and before he takes you out, he takes you to a shop to get a brand new horse. They traded some shit horse, and you get to buy a brand new horse and get to it shows you how to customize a horse.
Yep. I know that
So
one.
I went all out, spent all my money to get like this fucking saddle, like with the eagle claw, and I got this perfect braided mane and all this kind of thing. Named it Sheldon, and I'm like, this will be a great bit for the podcast where I have my horse that I'm playing in this game is called Sheldon. So go out, try to kill this bear. I just get mauled by it. It's fucked. I end up going on a side track and going off to this town in the middle of nowhere. End up finding a bear by accident, killing it. I'm like, sick, I actually got a bear pelt. This is mad. Put it on my Sheldon. And I'm like, I'm going home. And it's taking ages to get home. So I was like, I'll just cut across the map. I've learned that you don't cut across the map. Because
Why is that?
you fall off cliffs.
Yeah,
and
there's realistic terrain in Red Dead
Yes.
Redemption 2.
So, after spending all my money on this horse, in the middle of nowhere, I fall off this cliff. I survive. Sheldon's there, fucking shaking. And it's like, oh, you can revive your horse if you have the Revive Horse Reviver. And I don't have
And you
that.
don't have that thing.
And I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I just have to shoot it in the fucking head. And I'd actually created a bond with this horse. I was like, this is going to be so cool. I spent half an hour out in the middle of nowhere because I tried to walk home with my saddlebags. It was going to take 3 hours. So I was like, I'll try and tame a wild horse. Spent an hour failing at that and then just killed some cunt and stole his horse.
At least that happened right at the beginning. It would have been horrible if it was like, you know, halfway through the game and then that happened. At least you can go back and you can get like a Shelfman next.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm going to get a new horse and I'm going to name it a next character, and we'll see how long this one survives. And I'll have